Thank you, whoever that is. Hey, Big Kane. What's going on, Big Kane? How you doing? I got white legs because I got on some sunscreen, Big Kane. How you doing? How you doing? Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. What is that? I'm being nosy. I'm being nosy. I gotta keep moving. Gotta quit being nosy and keep moving. Big Kane in the eyes. Big Kane, where you been? Chilling, enjoying the day off. You got a day off? Look, when they hard to come by, when it's hard to get a day off, you gotta enjoy it, right? And sometimes all you gotta do is just chill. Sometimes all you gotta do is just chill. Mike TV Papa Crew. Hey, Mike. Mike said, hey, Lions Pride. We got the fellas in here. We got Big Kane. We got Mike. Mike, I don't know you, do I? I don't think so, but I'm glad to have you in the chat. I appreciate you for coming through here. And I hope you gave me a thumbs up too. You in the bushes. Big Kane, bro, I'm mad at you. See, this is the best kind of mad at you you're going to get. See, you don't have to answer to me. You don't have to worry about how mad I am. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about it. You just got to be like, oh, she mad. I'll stand here for a minute. I'm hanging out in the bushes. I am from Sydney, Australia, but I am a friendly person. Okay, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Sydney, Australia. Sydney, Australia. Well, welcome in. I'm glad to have you. I'm glad that you're a friendly person because that's what we like over here in Lions Pride, okay? If you come over here and you ain't friendly, see, we put you out the pride, all right? And listen, pride has many, many meanings, okay? We're talking about think lions. Think lions, all right? When we talk about pride, think lions. Think of being a proud man, a proud woman, a proud child, a proud person, all right? What's going on, Latif? Latif says, hey, sis, God bless. God bless you too, bro. Thank you for coming in the chat. I appreciate you. Salute, chat. He says, salute to your chat. Salute, salute, salute to the chat. Go over here. So we have to be careful of the grass, but we do heels today, okay? We do heels today. We do heels today. YouTube, I do not own the rights to that music that you hear, and I hope that my voice is knocking that music out, but if it's not, I do not own the right to that music. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, Latif. So down we go. Down and down we go. All right? Down and down we go. Back up we go. You got to push, push, push. When you're going up these hills, see, we walk and talk. No matter what we're doing, right? Flat, level, hills. We walk and talk. That's what we do. We go up those hills, we go down those hills, or we stay level. See, all we do is slight incline. Slight incline. We walk sideways with the heel, all right? You got to put in, you got to resistance. Create resistance, all right? We're going back down this hill because we're creating resistance. So we're doing hills and level today. Now we're level. We're level. But in it all, we're walking and talking. Listen to yourself. If you need to just walk, stop talking and walk. Walking is the most important component, okay? Everybody thinks it's cute to say walk and talk. I ain't gonna even say what she is. Because it's like 3 or 4 of them. They leave a lot to be desired. But what I am going to say is 4 birds that be repeating everything I say, or at least trying to. And one of them puts the most emphasis on walk and talk. She'd have been kicked out of several chats. You can't do people no better. You can't do people better than people do people. Do you. Be you. Stop paying attention to everybody else. You lack. You miss out on so much by trying to imitate, duplicate, replicate other people. By trying to duplicate, imitate, and replicating other people, you miss out on being you. So in all that you do, even if it's on this app, because so many people on this app is on here to make a few coins. And when I say a few, I mean a few. They'll sell anything. They'll sell any moral, any value that they have, self-value, to make a bronze. What are pennies made out of? Copper? Bronze? No, they're bronze. It costs more. That's the one thing I will agree on this administration with. It costs more to make a penny than a penny is worth. But that being said, do not look. Every penny that you get is valuable. Okay. Every penny that you get is valuable, even though it costs more to make a penny than a penny is worth. Don't you guys throw away pennies? Don't throw away pennies. Save your pennies. I don't care what type of currency they go to. Don't throw your money away. All right? I know we often waste money, but hopefully, with everything that's going on in this country, I'm hoping that many of us are starting to save a little bit more. And if you can. Because see, we always have to look at 2 sides and 3 sides and 4 sides to things. People who can save money, please do. Some people can't, right? Some people can't. Some people can't. Because they don't make enough to save, sadly. Sad to say, a lot of people don't make enough money to save. So when you can, save when you can. Save where you can. Save how you can. When you can, how you can, where you can. Save. Every cent, right, bro? Every cent counts. Every cent counts. Every penny, nickel, dime, quarter. If you get those, what are those 50? Do they even make those anymore? Like, I haven't seen one of those in a long time. The 50-cent pieces. I found an Australian. You know what? This guy, he was just in here. I should have asked him about that. I found an Australian 20-cent piece. I figured it just got caught up in somebody's change, and they thought it was a nickel. I don't know how it got over here. Somebody from Australia was over here, I guess. I don't know how it got over here. And it got in the mix. It got mixed up in the currency. Guys, look at the legs move. Watch the legs move. If you have not gotten up to date and exercised, done some type of cardiovascular aerobic activity, get up right now while we're walking and talking, okay? And move with me. Work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. Work your body. Don't overexert your body. All right? Move with a purpose. Your purpose may be different from mine. Mine will be different from the next person. Some people's purposes will be the same, right? So whether it's to lose weight, whether it's to get some mental clarity, to clear your mind, contribute to your mental well-being, or whether it's just to get fit or to remain fit, you have a purpose. It all boils down to your health and fitness, right? They say that your health is your wealth. Over here in Lions Pride, what do I say, y'all? Your health and fitness are your wealth. Because your numbers can look wonderful. They can look great when you go to the doctor, and that's a good thing. That's a great thing. But how do you feel when you go to the store, when you're walking a lot? If you have to walk around the zoo with your kids or your nieces and nephews, how do you feel? You know? How do you feel when you have to do that? So it's about how you feel. And remember, everybody's asking, how many steps do you walk? How many steps do you do? I get these many steps in. But how do you feel? How do you sound when you're walking? Listen to yourself. Because a lot of people aren't listening to themselves. Okay? You'll be a little bit winded. That's normal. It's to be expected, especially if you're talking. But if you're overexerted. And see, some people feel like just because they can talk that they're not they're not overexerted, right? The exertion level is fine. Please listen back. Listen to yourself afterwards, okay? Because some of you need to just be walking. And you can build up to the walking and talking. You need to be walking and you can build up to walking and talking. Everybody has been there. Except when we were kids, you know? When we were kids, we walked and talked like it was nothing. We walked and talked like it was nothing. Because we were running around playing. We were just glad to be out of the house. Glad to be with friends. Glad to be with your siblings, your cousins, your neighbors. Just having fun. If you're at school, you were glad for recess. Running around. Y'all remember running around as a little kid? Or watching your kids run around with their mouths wide open. It's a picture. It's like a famous picture. I won't say it's famous. I don't know. But I've seen the picture in several places where the little girl is just running. Her coat is flying open. Her hair is flying back. Her mouth is wide open. That was all of us at some point. You know, that was all of us at some point. I know that some people may not have had that type of childhood. Or it may not have been often that they got to just be carefree like that. But for those who did, and for those who didn't as much, they really enjoyed themselves when they got a chance to get outside and just run. Just run, whether it was hot outside, whether it was windy outside, just run with the wind. Just run with the wind. The bugs popping you in the face, slapping you in the mouth. Bugs slapping you in the mouth, kind of like some of these birds be in your mouth. But it was fun. And even kids who didn't get to do it a lot, when they did get a chance to do it, it was fun. It was fun. So thank you guys for coming into the chat. We have to wait till it cools down to come out. And even then, I still put on sunscreen because you never know. The sun will fool you. You would think the sun is going down for today. And next thing you know, it's peeping from behind the clouds. It's peeping from behind the clouds. She, we here. What's going on, she, we here? Well, all righty then. All right, so we're going to do heels again. Boom, 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 boom. Push. Let someone push. Go sideways. Feel like someone is pushing you, pulling you. Get up that hill. It's just like the hills of life. The hills of life. Sometimes it's a struggle, right? Getting up that hill, getting through that situation. Imagine someone pushing you, right? Imagine someone else pulling you. All right? And go up that hill, because it's easy going down, right? It's easy going down. You can sometimes tumble down, right? It's easy going down. Y'all not be nosy. It's easy going down, right? But it's hard going up sometimes. Sometimes it's hard going up. She says, hello, hello, hello. I think this is like a record. Like I had all guys in the chat. I got all guys in the chat. And I love it. The only ladies I'm missing is my sis Joyelle, my sis Mad Dog, Shawanda. That's it. That's it. I like it when the fellas come through. Because I want y'all to get up and move too. Right? I want y'all to get up, move too. If you're outside in the sun, make sure that you're properly hydrated. Right? 6 to 8 8-ounce cups or glasses of water a day. But if you work outside, you may require more. And if you base it on your gender and weight, males may require a little bit more. But if there's a male working in the office, not sweating at all, he's got his, suit and collar, his suit on. All you gotta do is loosen his collar from time to time. And you got a woman working out for her city, she may require more water than him. You just never know. But we're going to be responsible when we tell people to drink water over here in Lions Pride. Make sure that you are not on restrictions, because it doesn't matter what time of the year it is. If you're on restrictions, be careful about the amount of water that you drink. Stick with the prescribed amount that your doctor has given you, okay? And as always, don't listen to anything I say. Don't do anything I do. Unless you what? Consult with your primary healthcare provider. Be that your doctor, Your medical doctor. And just for reference, medical doctor, physician, they're the same thing. Okay. Your nurse practitioner, your physician's assistant, who is not a medical doctor, but he's a physician's assistant. Okay. Kind of close. All right. Your specialty doctors, if you've had injuries in the past, your nutrition, your physical therapist, your occupational therapist, is in your diet as well. Your nutritionist, your dietitian. Okay. All right. Your fitness coach, your personal trainer at the gym. Now, sometimes personal trainers aren't really like highly educated, but some of them are. And even those who haven't gotten degrees, if they're a personal trainer at your local gym, the owner of that gym has someone in place that can help them to identify when you may not be able to do certain things or maybe shouldn't be doing certain things, okay? So always, any of those people that I named, that's your healthcare team. That circle is your healthcare team. They form a circle around you. That's an atom. They're a cell. You're the nucleus. You're the most important part. So always communicate with them. Converse with them. Have dialogue. Interact. And make sure that they have lines of communication open between each other. All right? Make sure that all of your doctors, if you have specialty doctors, your general doctor, your general practitioner, if you have a CRNP, a certified registered nurse practitioner that you go to, make sure that they're all on the same page. Okay? Make sure that they're all on the same page. All right? Because again, your health and your fitness are your wealth. Those two nuggets, we drop nuggets over here. We do not professionally, medically, or clinically assess, diagnose, treat, or follow up any type of medical evaluations. Okay? Health evaluations, fitness evaluations. We don't do any of that. We don't assess, diagnose, treat, or evaluate for any of that. What we do is we drop nuggets. You can take those nuggets, just like when you guys drop nuggets in the chat. I take nuggets from you guys. And we do research, right? We do research. And sometimes you have to do extensive research. Sometimes you have to do extensive research, right? And most importantly, first and foremost, listen to your body, listen to your healthcare team. Work your body, work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. Work your body. Don't overexert your body. Trick your body. Trick your body. Make sure you work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. You've got to trick your body. When you think you're no longer getting results, all it means is you probably need to switch it up, change it up. Remember, modify, change, modify. All right? And remember, do things in moderation. If you're not too sure, you had an injury from the past and you're not too sure, first and foremost, just go ahead and check with your physical therapist. If you no longer have access to that therapist, check with your doctor. All right? One doctor may say it's okay for you to do this, that, and the third. The specialty doctor may say, well, no, hold on, pump your brakes, not just yet. Doesn't mean you won't be able to do it, but right now they don't want you to do it, okay? Right now, they don't want you to do it. So look at the legs move. Watch the legs move. Hopefully that encourages you to get up and move. I don't motivate anybody, okay? And that's not a negative thing. I have found that women 40 and over have very, 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 very bad habits of clinging on to you too much when you motivate them, okay? When you motivate them, it's like you become their motivation. I don't want to be anybody's motivation. I want you to continue to do what you've already started. I want to motivate kids. I want to motivate young adults. These women especially, oh my God, 40 and over, they become attached to you like single females, okay? So now I ain't trying to motivate nobody no more. And I say that, motivate yourself. Motivate yourself. And I say that proudly. But you all can keep motivating. But I say that proudly. All I want to do is encourage you to continue on the path, the journey that you're on. Right? Because to me, though they're synonymous, motivation and encouragement, for me, they're slightly different. When I think of motivation, I think of I got to kind of help somebody to kind of just get up and start, you know, pull themselves up by the bootstraps, pull themselves up by the shoelaces. But when I think encouragement, I think of someone who started, but they're really slack. They're not sticking to it, right? They're not sticking to it. They're being lax. So they just need someone to kind of say, hey, you did what you were supposed to do today, didn't you? And hopefully, 9 times out of 10, they'll say, yeah. Or they'll say, well, I didn't do it today, but I did it yesterday, and my plans, my intentions are to definitely do it tomorrow because I didn't do it today. So I just want to encourage, I ain't with that motivating these grown-ass women no more, okay? And I'm going to just tell y'all why, and they can take it how they want it. They come over here in your chat, and they leave up out this summer gun, and you go look at their channel, it's a whole damn near replication of your channel. They trying anyway, but half the time they really don't know what they be talking about. So half the time they really can't even enunciate, so or pronounce. And I ain't saying that to be funny, and I'm not talking about anybody's accent. I'm talking about literally pronounce words, enunciate, but they're trying to repeat somebody else. And that's offensive to me because I worked hard and studied hard for what I know. And that's why I keep it to a minimum. That's why I don't say too much. And now I'm glad that I don't, because people will take every word that you say and they'll go and try to manipulate it to try to make you think they're not repeating you. And they just put out false information. False information. So that's why I always tell you guys, don't listen to me, everything I say. Listen to the nuggets. Pick up the nuggets, right? And drop nuggets in the chat. Help each other out that way. Encourage each other that way. The .orgs, the .orgs, the .educations. Not all, never all, but mostly the .orgs, the .edus. And there are some good .nets, because people pay to be at the top of the searches, right? People pay to be at the top of the searches. So, not all people, but people can pay to be at the top of the search. So, and information changes. And that's why it ticks me off when I hear people repeating something that I said. And then when I say something in the video, because they be in the clouds, they be in the bushes. When I say something in the video, they'll go and try to switch it up. And I be like, look at this damn bird here. And y'all, I'm a Leo, so I just say what I say. I know a lot of times people be like, they a Leo, they don't mean shit. It don't mean shit, but we are what we are. We are who we are. And if you rub me the wrong way, I'm gonna tell you. I ain't gonna harp on it, because I'm just let you know. Then I'm gonna get the hell on. And I'm gonna want you to get the hell on. Because I don't have time to be playing with 40-year-old women. If you're a 40-year-old woman and you're on this internet, any app to make money, baby, if you don't go viral, you ain't making enough money to be out here making people mad and pissing people off. What's going on, Aries B? Hey, Lance Pride and Chad, happy Monday. Aries B, I watched you this morning. You were happy as a lark. I was at work, so I couldn't comment. I had to have my plugs in. I had to pull my hair over the plugs, girl. So you were so happy. I was too tickled. Leo Power, that's right. Period, poo, okay? And it don't be nothing. Listen, people don't understand. I think a lot of times people like to try to make us feel bad, like just because you're the lion don't mean nothing. You the lion from the Wizard of Oz. Let the Wizard of Oz fool your ass if you want to. Let the Wizard of Oz fool your ass if you want to. The Wizard of Oz used the lion to be cowardly for a reason. All right? Because it was because they aren't cowardly. But it was still to get the message across to the masses that anybody or anything at any given time can be cowardly, can be scary. But when a lion gets scary, real life, a lion ain't cowering down, okay? Even when they're at their most scary. Even if they do scare you. You see lions, y'all watch these animal channels and the animal planets. One lion will take on 3, okay? Okay? So now I don't just go around roaring at people. You F with me, it's a must that I F with you. And then I just try to keep it going, because we should be too grown for that. I don't care what your sign is. You should be too grown for that. That's why I try not to bother people. But y'all know what my saying is, right? Bother people, bother people. So I try not to bother people. Because sometimes people get cuckoo. Sometimes people you don't even bother. Like, yeah, I have encouraged people. I've encouraged people. But you do one thing to kind of rub them the wrong way, even if you don't even know it did. Man, they get like single white female on you. And I'm telling y'all, it's 4 birds that used to be in my chat. You go to their channel right now. I ain't going to call them out because I ain't going to give them no shine. They go to their channel right now. They don't know shit about health and fitness. And there's a lot of people on the internet talking about health and fitness that haven't been professionally trained. But they do know about them, right? So that's okay. That's good. But what ticks me off is that I can hear them trying to repeat what I say. And then when I do videos like this, when I call them out without calling them out, they try to switch it up a little bit. They try to switch it up a little bit. Leos are just blunt. And when we're blunt, it doesn't always mean we're being mean. Like if you do something that rubs me the wrong way, I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to be, oh, you hurt my feelings. I'm going to be, please don't do that. I'm just going to be stern with you, okay? Because you're an adult. But I'm not going to be mean to you. And I feel like adults should know that. But no, when people want to do what they want to do, anything you say to them is taken as offensive. They take it to mean that you're trying to offend them. Eris says shit, okay? Yeah, I mean, it's like anything you say, especially if you're August Leo. I ain't saying that, I ain't trying to knock the July Leos. Because the thing about July Leos is they sit on that cusp of Cancer and Leo. And let me tell you, Cancers are more sensitive. They're more sensitive, right? So I'm like in that middle, right there in the middle. So I feel like I'm more like Cancer, Leo than Leo, Virgo. But at times I can be like a little bit of all three. You know how they say Virgos are crazy, right? So you got to know your flaws. I know sometimes I can be a little, I have to pump the brakes sometimes. Oh, thank you, Aries B. Aries B, look, you know you did enough last time you was over here. Thank you, Aries B. I appreciate that. Thank you for that super chat. I thank you so much. We have to kind of just pump our brakes sometimes because we can't get. But y'all, I think that's with anybody. I don't care what your sign is. You got Pisces. I got a niece that's a Pisces. She don't take no ish, period. She a fish, a Pisces is a fish. So it's not really about line what your sign animal is. I think every sign, you got people who are nice, people who are laid back, people who take a lot. It takes a lot to get them upset. You got people who it don't take much at all. You got people who sitting on 99 already trying to hit 100 with energy, okay? So we're going to hit the hill, y'all. Boom, boom, boom. We pulling up the hill. Imagine someone pulling me and pushing me. Pull me, push me, pull me, push me. Let that be your motivation to get up here to the top of this hill. Boom. See? And we still walking and talking. Now we're going to go back down, okay? Sometimes going down ain't as easy as it looks, okay? We going down. Imagine someone holding you a little bit so you don't tumble and still kind of helping you down, right? And you get down. Then the next time you go up the hill, you what? You go a little faster. Move, 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 move. Think training, think basic training. Basic training on your own level. Now we're up here on the hill, right? We're up here on the hill, we're still walking and talking. See, that's what those birds that came in my chat don't realize. Listen to yourself. If you sound a little bit too extra, just walk. Don't worry about talking. Boom, 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 boom. Don't worry about talking. All right? Truth, you saying no matter what sign. Okay? Okay? Thank you, young queen. Oh, look, queen to queen. Queen to queen. That's why I say, like, I don't hold. Now, I ain't gonna lie, Leos hold grudges. But other people hold grudges too. But the reason I keep saying Leo is because there are some traits. You know how I tell you guys, we have to recognize our flaws. Sometimes we recognize our flaws and we still don't care. Like me. I'll give y'all an example. For me, I've told y'all this before. I've told you guys this a lot of times. A lack of patience. To me, that's a flaw. I have a lack of patience. I get, like, if I feel like something is common sense or you should catch on to something, I have to pump my brakes because everybody's not the same, right? Just because I caught it or caught on to it or did it, the next person can. But guess what? It doesn't mean that person is slow. People are different. There are some things that I can't catch up or catch on to. So I wouldn't want somebody to make me feel that way. So I had to remember. And it wasn't I trying to make a person feel bad. I just get easily agitated, right? Because I have a lack of patience. That's a flaw for me. So I feel like until people learn to realize, recognize, and stand on their flaws, they're never going to get better. Because if you don't recognize it, or if you recognize it and you just don't give two toots, you're never going to improve. I want to have more patience. I don't like having a lack of patience because guess what that does? You have a lack of patience like that, you're probably easily angered. Your temper flies quick. What does that do? Put stress on you, stress on your vessels, stress on your blood, your bloodstream, your circulatory system. What does that do? Increase your blood pressure, right? It increases your blood pressure. Arisby says, me too on the patience. Yeah, we change when needed, and that's everybody for the most part. Right, right. And that's why I say, I don't be too much into the signs, astrology and stuff like that. But I have recognized and I do realize that some of the things that they say about Leos, they do apply to me. A lot of them do. And a lot of them are things that I want to improve. And some of them are things that you can only improve so much. Because guess what? Have y'all ever heard somebody say, oh, she's just like her mama? Oh, she's just like her daddy. Or he or she is just like his mama, his daddy. That's probably why they don't get along. And then sometimes they'll say, oh, they just like, that's why they get along so well. But listen, my mother is a Scorpio. Scorpios don't play. People be talking about Leos. Listen, I be on them. Scorpios do not play. My siblings, a couple of them are Scorpios. They don't play. Okay? They be talking about lions this and lions. Scorpios don't play. They don't play. Right, Arisby, we do. Because the thing about me, I know my shortcomings and I know the things that I want to improve on. And some of them I just don't think they'll get much better than they are. But I have to acknowledge that. So when somebody tells me, if they say you made me feel this type of way, initially I'm thinking, well, shit. That's, but when I was younger, it was like, well, shit, grow up or something like that. Now I'm more, well, how I make you feel that way? I may be clueless to why, but I'm open to hearing why. Because, sometimes when you may say something and it hurts a person's feelings, but if that wasn't your intent or that wasn't your goal, then you're wondering, well, how did that hurt their feelings? But I had to learn to slow down, pump the brakes. People are different. Something in the past could be a reason that they hurt, that what you said hurts their feelings. Woo, Aries B. One of my kids, Sagittarius, she be like, I don't like people. Hey, Betty. Hey, Retirement Days, Comfort Foods and more. Anybody, if you come across this live or if you catch the replay, please, please, please subscribe to Aries B, okay? Bedspread Chronicles, a.k.a. Aries B. Aries B, do you still have your other channel as well? Please, please do subscribe. You'll go over there and get your laugh, okay? You'll go over there and get your laugh on, okay? Please subscribe to Retirement Days, Comfort Foods and more. You'll go, look, Betty will cook up anything, okay? And Aries B will cook too. Let me tell y'all something. You know how you have your mood for food? Listen. Somebody, Aries B, one of y'all do a series called Mood for Food, okay? You in the mood for some neck bones, or some ham hocks, some greens, macaroni and cheese, some tomatoes, sliced tomato. Go over there and check out Aries B. All right? You in the mood for certain types of soups, a quiche or two, or something like that. Go over there and check out Betty from Retirement Days, Comfort Foods and more. Okay? Aries B says, hello, Retirement Days. Betty probably done got the heck up out of here. Sometimes she'll stay in here for a minute or two. She be gone. She be gone. But she is a great supporter. I will say, I think the reason she does that is because she supports so many people. She supports a lot of people. So I thank you guys. You know, every day I have to thank you, okay? Whether you spend a few seconds with me, a minute or two, the first part, the middle, the ending, the whole live, or you catch the replay. I appreciate you because we have to multitask as adults, right? And as long as you make me a part of your task, I have to be appreciative. Whether you were here for 1 minute, 10 minutes, or the whole live, I have to appreciate you. Okay? And let me tell you, if you go over to Eris B's chat, if you go over to Retirement Days, Comfort Foods, and More's chat, she's going to treat you, they're both going to treat you with respect, and they're going to be courteous and nice to you. So I expect anybody that goes over there from here, or if you catch this replay, to be courteous and nice to them. Betty says, I always stay while I'm doing other things and listen. See, I'm telling you, we have to multitask, Betty. I understand. A lot of times, oh, you're welcome, Eris B. You're welcome. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys, all of you. Like I always say, I appreciate the subscribers. You know, I ain't on here to make no lot of money. If you make money, that's a good thing, right? That's a plus. But a lot of people, they come on here and they feel like obtaining monetization means they can quit their job. They can do this. You can't listen. People will step on toes, stab you in the back, stab you wherever. They'll do you wrong on these apps just to try and reach monetization. Try to have a certain number of subscribers. Eris B, I don't never hear Eris B say nothing about her number of subscribers. She doesn't have that type of behavior. Betty never talks about how many subscribers she got. Of course, she had the goal of being monetized. I think everybody has the goal of being monetized. So that's not the issue. Oftentimes the issue is how you go about doing it. Because if you don't blow up and you don't go viral, and even if you go viral, you're going to have to do something else in a little bit to go viral again. You're going to have to do something to keep the attention. See, if you do one thing to go viral and then you lose the attention, then what? The money dries up again. So why do you think certain content creators who have stopped working, why they've made this their full-time job? So a lot of times people who know that they're not going to go viral, if y'all pay attention, those are the ones that come into your chat. They're so focused on, they're so hard up. Like my granny used to say, they're hard up to be monetized till they start doing all kinds of stuff. That's what I was talking about earlier. It's for women. I ain't gonna call their name because they know who they are. They stay in my bushes. Because they stay over there and they videos doing stuff, trying to say what I say, getting it discombobulated, saying it the wrong way. But hey, some of them start trying to do a little different stuff. I'm gonna up around and hit a split on them one day and I'm gonna see if they they be hard up, Eris B. And I'm like, for that little money though. People used to always say, Lines Pride, you ain't gonna turn your monetization. I used to be like, no. So then it's like you turn your monetization on. It's like, because I knew, like, this is not full time for me. Like, I have to work. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to make coins. I'm trying to make dollars. Okay? Now, every cent counts. Every cent counts. But I'm trying to make dollars. That's just like people who are retired. When they go back to work, they feel like they want to go back to work. They don't want to go and work for pennies. They don't want to go and work for coins. They want to go and work for dollars. Okay? They want something to hit the account that's going to hit the account. All right? So they left from over here, and every one of them even puts emphasis on it. I'm walking and talking like she'd be mad. I'd be like, girl, I can't make you grow. You leave from over here, I can't make you grow. That's why I say I don't motivate grown people. I will encourage you. I don't care I don't care if somebody leaves from over here and start walking. What I tell y'all, go and walk, go move your body, work your body. Just make sure you don't hurt your body. I don't care about that. But when we're all in this same little area. Y'all know most of us see each other almost every day or like 3 or 4 times a week. If we all start doing the exact same thing, then you can throw that out the window about it's money out here for everybody. It is money out here for everybody. But it takes creativity too. It takes you to be creative. So we can all do the same thing, but we need to put a spin on it. I'm not going to go over there and it's like if you're doing commentary. I'm not going to go over there and try and copy somebody else's style. I'll go over there and do commentary, probably even do the same type of commentary. I'm not going to try to catch their style because they're bringing in a lot of views or they're raking a lot. I'm not going to do that. The YouTube will even tell you, do something that nobody else is doing, or if somebody else is doing it, put a spin on it. YouTube tells you that. YouTube tells you that. Exactly, and you bring healthy awareness. Love you, and we'll check later. Thank you, ASB. Love you too, ASB. If you go live and I'm awake, I will check you later because I got to go my butt to bed early. But if I'm still up, I will listen. And if I catch you before I go to sleep, I'll let you play. Latia says, God bless this. I'm going live. Appreciate the stream. Enjoy the rest of your work. Okay, talk to you later, bro. Your walk. Okay, I appreciate you guys for being here. It's getting late. I'm going to get off of here. How long have I been on here? Like 42 minutes. I might stick out an hour. I don't know. You ain't got to get no hour. I ain't got to get no hour. As long as I get my walk and talk on over here in Lions Pride, the original, that's all we care about. That's all we care about. And you guys, please, please, please remember, whether you're in this live chat, whether you're hanging out in the bushes, like some of y'all do, you come through 1 or 2 at a time, hang out in the bushes, whether you catch the replay, please check out ARISB, okay, Bedspread Chronicles, okay? Bedspread Chronicles, aka ARISB. Please check her out. Please check out Retirement Days, Comfort Foods, and more. Okay, and definitely check them out. Check those ladies out. You'll love the food. You'll love the conversation. And Latif, okay, Jahar Broadcast, Dr. Wright TV. Definitely check out my bro. Okay, you'll love the conversation. You will love the conversation. And go over there with open ears, open eyes, open mind to have good dialogue, to have a great conversation. Don't get upset. You know, sometimes we have to agree to disagree. We don't even have to say that, but just do it. Agree to disagree and move to the next topic. And if you can stay on that topic, hey, stay on that topic. There's nothing wrong with moving on. Disagreeing. If you disagree, fine. We're different. We're not all the same. We're not all the same. All right? And get up and move. Yeah, I'll be talking about those 4 birds. Not because they be working out or moving or walking. It's just the fact that they make an emphasis to try to do, and they don't come over here no more because they know that they were only over here for a reason. People will try to use you on these apps. On these simple apps. A lot of times those people don't really have much to do at home, or they get bullied at home. Even adults get bullied. They're not in the in-click at work. So they come on here and they, put stress on other people by doing childish, petty things. Well, I just learned to stop being mad and be petty back. I learned to stop being mad and be petty back. All right? Support other content creators. Support positive content. Okay? I have learned that I support all content. I won't say all, but various types. Okay? A plethora of content. Okay? A little tea. Fitness, good stuff. But a lot of times the ones that are always having a problem or issue about how people act, they support the negative content. They hang out in the negative parts. They love the negativity, but they say they don't. I love a little drama, but I love adults who know when to stop, who know when enough is enough, who know when too much is too much. All right? And don't bother people. Don't bother people and then get mad when they bother you back. Because they're not really bothering you back. They're responding. Actions draw opposite and not always equal reactions. All right? They say actions draw opposite and equal reactions. Well, not all the time. Okay? Sometimes actions draw opposite, but not so equal reactions. So be careful about how you treat people. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And yes, everybody has an opinion, and everybody is entitled to their opinion. But sometimes an opinion isn't worth a damn. Sometimes you can keep certain opinions to yourself. Because when you put out an opinion out there that's mentally harmed somebody, rub someone the wrong way, don't get mad with their response. Don't get mad with their response. So don't let bothered people bother you guys. Try your best not to. Unless they're just relentless and they just don't stop. Then you do what you need to do and you just keep it moving. Try to keep it moving. But some of them don't know how to stop. I promise you, some of them don't know how to stop. Don't let stress people stress you out. Stress people, a person may have a little bit of stress, but it's bothering them, right? They'll come along and try their best to stress you out. They want to put just as much stress on you as they're going through it, or more. So don't let stress people stress you out. Don't let bother people bother you. And if you find yourself on someone's platform, in someone's chat, on any social media platform, you know, they've gotten you in, it looks like everything is cool. Like I always say, you having snacks and you watching the big screen TV and everything's hunky-dory. And all of a sudden they start to unzip those sheep's clothing and the wolves come out. Listen, grab your grip and get up out of there. Grab your grip and go. Leave. You don't have to stay there. And if they come into your area, to your platform, right? And they're cutting up like that, put them out. Put them out. You don't have to tolerate that. Nobody has to tolerate somebody else's poor behavior, especially from adults who have children, sometimes adult children, sometimes grandchildren. But they can't see the wrong in what they do because they don't want to see the wrong in what they do. They know that it's wrong. Sometimes people know that what they're doing is wrong. They just don't care. They don't want to see it. And as soon as you say, well, what's going on so bad with you, that makes you want to come on here and do the things that you do, they will swear up and down to you, oh, everything's hunky-dory. But when you go to sleep, they're on. They're in a chat. You wake up 6, 7, 8 hours later and look back over some videos that have played while you're asleep. They're all up and throughout those chats, but saying they don't do stuff, they don't bother people. And you see the comments that they're making. Then when you get up and you go to work, you check a chat or two, a live or two, they're there. They say they're at work, they say they're at home, they say YouTube isn't all they do. And they'll ask you, well, how do you know? Because I can tell you exactly how I know. Because when I went to bed, you were there. When I woke up, we watched a lot of the same people. When I woke up and they were on 2 hours after I went to sleep, 6 hours after I went to sleep, you were there. You were there, you were here, you were there, you were everywhere. That means you're consumed. Don't allow yourself to become consumed. Okay? Don't allow yourself to become consumed with an app, no matter what color the app is. We're not just talking about YouTube. We're not just talking about TikTok. We're not just talking about Facebook. Now, if that's your way of living and you're making a living and the coins and the dollars and the cents or whatever, they're worth it, that's great. Because most of the times, those people are doing some good things. The other ones who are just getting a lot of cash apps from doing crazy things, it wouldn't be enough for you to pay all of your bills, pay your mortgage and all that stuff. So if it's not enough for that, is it really worth it what you put people through? Or you may not be putting anybody through anything. Because like I said, not all people, but a lot of us like a little drama. I like a little drama. You know, people put stuff on the internet. People talk about it. People see it. But I just know when to stop. I get tired of it too. You know, I get tired of it too. So again, I want to thank Arisb for that super chat, that super sticker. I appreciate her. To the people that send me cash apps, I appreciate you. You know who you are. And thank you to the people who just come through just to chill out. Everybody who was here today, Arisb, Latif, Betty, Big Kane, Mike, I think he was from Australia. I want to say somebody else. That may have been it. But I like a small chat because it keeps everything in perspective. You know, you can agree, you can not agree, you can dial, you can have conversations with each other. You can talk about things. And a lot of times, what I'm learning is what I already knew, but what I'm learning and more and what I'm seeing more and more is that some things just shouldn't be talked about. Some things just shouldn't be talked about because people don't know what the term agree to disagree means. That term has been around since the beginning of time, probably. And it's been around so long that sometimes you don't even have to say it. If I say something to you and then you say something to me and we're not in agreement, well, I may say something else to try to show you my point or get my point across, and you may say something else. And basically it boils down to, maybe I'm not trying to change your mind, but again, maybe I am. Maybe you're not trying to change my mind, maybe you are. But if you don't, or you can't, or you don't agree, you don't even have to say that phrase. I think a lot of times people say that phrase to kind of quote unquote win the argument, when all you have to do is just move on to another subject. Move on to another subject. You're adults. Just move on to another subject. It's obvious that you don't agree. So just move on to another subject and keep it moving. And people are going to fall out sometimes, you know. But there's been people I had disagreements with on here. We didn't hate each other. We didn't have this crazy back and forth and act wild and crazy. We got over it. I feel like that's the best way to be as adults. Like, we should set the standards for our kids, whether they're adults or not, for our grandkids, for those who aren't old enough to have adult kids, for your little kids, for your nieces and nephews, for young people in general. That's why I say motivate yourself. I'm not trying to motivate people who are 40 plus years old. Motivate yourself. Talk to God. Have conversations with Him. He is the best person to motivate you. No matter what you believe, there is something that you can read. For me, it's the Bible. Read it. You have people who act like Bible scholars on here. But when things don't go their way, they show their tails and they cut up. And then all of a sudden, it's okay for them to do whatever. But if somebody else is on here raising sand, cutting up, they got something to say about it. They criticize and critique. But when they want to raise sand or something's not going their way, it's okay to curse and raise sand. They curse sometimes, and ain't nothing wrong with it, right? Well, that's fine, but stop criticizing everybody else. It's not okay just because you got mad, so you want to vent. But then when you're happy or everything's cool with you, you want to criticize and critique others who, you know, who maybe curse a little bit more. They curse. Their cursing is a little extra, right? So before you criticize someone, think about your actions. Think about a time when you weren't perfect. Nobody's perfect. No one ever will be. So we got 6 minutes, and we'll get off here. Once I walk almost an hour, it's like you might as well knock out that hour. You might as well knock out that hour. So if anybody comes through, just get up and walk these 6 minutes out with us. I'll say 8 minutes. Walk these 8 minutes out. Come walk through with me. Walk through with me. Y'all will hear that next. Come walk through with me. Walk through with me. Walk through with me. Come do a walkthrough with me. A 5-minute walkthrough. A 5-minute walkthrough. And y'all, come on the app if you can, because sometimes people just won't allow you to be great. And look for joy. What does the Copyright 107 say? What does it say? Entertainment, informational, educational purposes. News, commentary. It didn't say what type of commentary, so you may hear some good commentary, you may hear some bad commentary, you may hear some commentary that you're indifferent to. But if it's negative, that's okay, as long as it's just not too much. As long as it's just not too much. That is okay, as long as it's just not too much. As long as it's just not too much. That is okay, as long as it's not too much. Again, most of us like a little drama, but know how to get over it, know how to get past it. And if something happens and you just can't get over it with someone, you can't get past it, guess what? You don't know them, really. You don't know them. They don't know you. And that encounter made you guys decide that you don't want to get to know each other. So if you're on any app, the comment section can be, the comment section It can be something. You can leave a comment, right, on something, giving your opinion, and someone you don't know from Adam, because there are millions and millions of people on this app and other apps, will come in and try to tell you you can't have that opinion. You can't say that. You can't make that statement. Your statement is wrong about something that's on the app that you're both watching. But if you're like, hold on, pump your brakes, what makes you think you're right? And that's the crazy thing. They're right. So, of course, in your eyes, you're right. In their eyes, they're right. But what gets me and what bothers me are those that come through and try and tell you, you can't think that way. You can't have that opinion. You're wrong. But when you tell them that they're wrong, all hell breaks loose. All hell breaks loose. All hell breaks loose. All H-E double hockey sticks breaks loose. And they don't know you from Adam. You don't know them from Adam. But to think that you're going to let their opinion beat yours down is crazy. That is crazy. It's crazy. That's insane. That dog don't hunt. It doesn't work. I'm not going to call it crazy work, because that, y'all know how we do. When people start saying something, oh my God, they beat it in the ground. They don't know how to stop saying it. Crazy work to me is just what it says, crazy work. So what I'm talking about, it ain't crazy work. It's just crazy. It's insane. We got less than 2 minutes. I'll say we got like 3 minutes. We got 3 to 4 minutes. We got 3 to 4 minutes. My family is like a half a mile away from me. Not quite half a mile. I can see them. I hope that that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. I hope that your Monday has gotten off to a great start. I hope that you are moving. Listen, some of us move every day. Some of us lie like we move every day. Get up and move around. Keep moving consistently and be persistent about it. 5 days a week, at least. 5-6 days a week. There's nothing wrong with cardio every day, as long as it's okay, as long as your health status is okay, as long as you talk to your primary healthcare team, right? I don't know a healthcare professional that doesn't want you to move. Now, that being said, we have to be responsible. There may be certain ways they don't want you to move, and of course there are certain ways that they want you to move, right? Whether it's because of ailments or injuries, there may be certain ways that they want you to move, and there may be certain time constraints, time limits on moving for you. Hopefully, prayerfully, that will improve and it will get better. Okay? Remember, we think radar over here, right? R-A-D-A-R, or level, L-E-V-E-L. R, you're stretching. You want to start with stretching, and you want to end with stretching. You want to start with stretching, you want to end with stretching. At any time during your workout, if those muscles start to tighten up, cramp up, if those joints feel that you hear that gas, that popping, just take some time during the middle of the workout to stop and stretch for a minute or two. So, but generally speaking, you want to start with stretching, you want to end with stretching. The word radar starts with R, it ends with R. So think of the R as your stretching, your warm-up, right? You're stretching. That's the first part of the warm-up. Think of the R as your stretching, the A as your warm-up, right? Because you might want to get on your treadmill for a couple of minutes before you go full throttle. Get that heart pumping, get it ready to work, right? So your R is your stretching, your A is your warm-up, your D is your workout, whatever activity that you have chosen to do that day. Now the other A is your cool down. And that final R is what? your stretching, because we want to start with stretching, right? Hey, James Money 615, how you doing? Welcome into the chat. You want to start with stretching. You want to end with stretching. And again, if during your workout, those muscles start to cramp, those joints start to pop a lot, make sure that you may want to slow down for a few minutes and stretch again, right? Always, always, always let your healthcare provider know when you notice differences that concern you. Let them know before you start, restart, change, end any exercise program, routine, or schedule that you have, okay? Let them know the things that concern you, all right? And then you go from there. Remember, M&M over here, modification and moderation. Maybe they gave you a schedule that needs to be modified slightly. Just like you sometimes have to modify your diet. Maybe the schedule doesn't really need to change anything right now as far as the type of exercises, but maybe the amount. Maybe instead of doing 12 reps per set, you need to do 8 reps per set for certain exercises. So you need to come down from 12 to 8, moderation. Just like you have to moderate what you eat, you have to moderate what you're doing as well when you're exercising. M&M, modification and moderation. So thank you guys for coming in. Thank you, James Money 615, for coming in here, catching me before I get out of here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Again, I appreciate the subscribers. I appreciate the content creators. I appreciate YouTube. And definitely appreciate my moderators, okay? Okay, and those of you who show consistent support. Because, you know, we're busy. So if you can show consistent support, if we build that type of rapport, I appreciate you. I appreciate those who don't show consistent support because they do support. Again, people are busy. One's consistency may not be another's consistency. Okay? Y'all check out James Money 615. All right? He over there, he's a gamer. Check him out. Go over there and watch some gamers. When you want to come on this app and you're tired of seeing the same old, or you want to kind of broaden your horizons, go over there and watch some gaming. We used to have gaming over here a long time ago before I ever decided to interact with people. Right? So do that. Again, y'all have a wonderful week. I've already told y'all, don't let bother people bother you. Don't let stress people stress you out. And if you find yourself somewhere that's uncomfortable, an app, a place of business, at work, let them people at work know they get on your nerves, okay? All right? Keep your stress level down. Grab your grip and go. Even if it's at work, take an off day. Take a day off. Sometimes you need a day off. Take a vacation. Do something. All right? Do something. Remember, radar. Start with R, ends with R. Start with stretching, end with stretching. Keep those joints moving. Keep those muscles loosened up. Your heart is the most important muscle in your body. It is a pump. It helps to pump that blood through your circulatory system, delivering oxygen and other nutrients to every cell of your body, okay? Take deep breaths in throughout the day and out. In and out. About 3 to 5. Deep breaths in and out about 3 to 5 times a day. In the morning, when you're trying to get prepared and get ready, let that be one of the things that you do first. Get up and say a prayer if you would like, if that's what you do. Drink you some water, take some deep breaths in and out, do some stretches and get started. Do some meditation, whatever you do to get started if you have time in the morning when you're at work and things start to get a little hectic, or maybe they're not hectic, you're just bored, right? Take 3 to 5 deep breaths in and out in the morning, in the afternoon, early evening, late evening, and before you go to bed. I think I named about 5 times, didn't it? Morning, afternoon, early evening, late evening, and before you go to bed. So I guess morning would be like, 6, 8, whatever time you get up. Maybe you could do a mid-morning rather, 10, 11. Do it lunchtime, 12, noon, 1, early evening, 3, 4, and then before you go to bed, right? Inhale Pull in that good O2. Pull in that oxygen. Ooh, pull into those lungs. Let that oxygen exchange. Let that CO2 get pushed out as you exhale. Let your lungs push that CO2 out as you exhale. You want to pull the O2, the oxygen in, and you want to release and push that CO2 and other waste out. Sometimes just doing that, even if you do it once in a day, it's just stress relieving. And even if it doesn't really relieve your stress, it probably won't, stop issues from happening or whatever's going on. It'll give you a little bit of time to kind of just say, sometimes how you need that. You can need that at any time. Like if you're sad, how sometimes you're all cried out. Y'all remember Lisa Colt Jam? You're all cried out. So you can't even cry anymore. All you can do is just, but sometimes you're stressed, you're tired. You can't cry anymore. You almost can't even feel down and out anymore. You just kind of, you feel down and out and you're almost depressed probably. You just kind of, and that gives you a little bit of relief. A little release and a little relief. Remember the R words? Remember to relax, release, relate to the things that you can, resolve the things that you can, remember who you are, remember who you want to be. Remember the things that you used to do that brought you joy and revisit some of those things. Maybe you hadn't done them in 3 or 4 years and you just thought about it and you're like, I used to go ride my bike over there and I haven't done that in 3 years and I got much joy over there. I like the ruggedness. Go over there and ride your bike. Right? Right? Reinvest in you. Right? Reevaluate who you are. Do you want to change? Do you need to change? Maybe you don't. Maybe you need to change your environment, change the people you're around. Right? Change some of the things that you're doing. And again, revisit some of the old things that you did that brought you joy. Right? Remember to respect yourself because nobody else will, and then to respect others. Right? Revamp, recreate some things. Right? You got an old dresser that somebody gave you and your family and you don't want to throw it away. Redo it. Redo it. Redo. Redo it. All right? Realize. Recognize sometimes what you have right there in front of you. Sometimes we're looking for things and we have better things right there in front of us. Reconstruct, rebuild, recuperate. Sometimes you got something going on that happened in your childhood or when you were younger, and it won't ever go away, right? But we learn how to deal with it. We learn how to keep it in its place. You have to deal with it, though. Don't not deal with it because you have to deal with it. So once you've learned to deal with it, then keeping it suppressed can be a good thing because you know how to compartmentalize it. So suppressing something without dealing with it is usually the issue. Once you've dealt with it, when it starts to come back up, it's okay to suppress it because you've learned how to suppress it in a positive way, right? So suppressing something isn't always a bad thing if you've learned how to constructively and positively suppress it. Don't let it weigh you down because oftentimes things from your childhood, your young adulthood, a particular marriage, a particular friendship or whatever can weigh you down. And you have to learn to deal with those things and get over them. And if you need professional help, don't worry about what people say. Forget what these people talking about. Because let me tell you something. If you need professional help and you see somebody you went to school with in an office and you decide, oh no, I'm not going there. Guess what? You're still going to need that help. And they've seen you come in there, so those people are still going to talk. The help is there. And if the help is there and you can get it, get it. Because we're living in a time in the United States where a lot of help is being cut off from people. Okay? So if there is help that is there, and it's hard to tell someone that you love because sometimes you can't even confide in people because they just got to tell that one other person. They just got to tell that one other person. It goes everywhere. But if you go to a professional and it gets out and you can prove it, they hadn't gotten rid of HIPAA laws yet, right? Haven't gotten rid of those yet. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Of course, have a wonderful rest of your night. Tomorrow is Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, Tasty Tuesday, Thirsty Tuesday, Thoughtful Tuesday. What kind of Tuesday will it be for you? Right? And I will see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk in Lions Pride Original. Lions Pride, Let's Walk and Talk Original. Remember, work your body, work your body. Don't overexert your body. Work your body, work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. Not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Betty, you still in here? Betty, I know you probably cooked up a whole meal. You probably have cooked up a whole meal. Thank you for saying good night, Betty. I appreciate you. And congratulations, you're continuing to grow. And you will continue to grow. You will continue to grow because you're authentically you. That's one thing I can say. Your channel is so soothing and relaxing. You would think it's a some type of some type of, what do you call those places where you just go to a spa, like you coming to your place is like coming to a spa. You just come in there and you just relax. Maybe you get a massage, maybe they have a sauna, but it's in what you're doing, your delivery, the tone, the sound of your voice. And you have shared so much with us, about your life. So, and maybe that's the connection. Maybe people feel drawn to you because of that. You're not a messy person. You don't care about what other people got going on. You just do your videos, you do your lives, you interact with everybody, and you're positive, you're kind, and you cook good food. Okay, all right. That's right, Betty. That's right. You're absolutely right. We all should think like that more. I should think more like that. I know it, but maybe I should express that more because you're absolutely right. Betty says, thank you. My channel belongs to God. Absolutely right. So thank you for still being here. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go and eat a tuna sandwich. Maybe tuna and a few wheat crackers or something. So I'll see you guys on the next one. And thank you for those thumbs up. Y'all know I appreciate the thumbs up. I appreciate you. However you support. Okay. I don't fuss about the thumbs up. But of course, as content creators, we love a good thumbs up. So I appreciate you. But that's not the only way you can support. You support me just by being here. Even if you don't say anything. Right? And if you communicate in the chat, you definitely support. So you can support in so many ways. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Once you subscribe, ring my doorbell. It's known as a YouTube notification bell, and tap all. You can hit the bell, but if you tap all, that's even more support. Right? So don't worry about how a person is supporting you. If they give you a thumbs up, that's one way. If they leave a comment in your chat, that's one way. If they leave a comment in your replay, if they subscribe to you and they haven't, that's one way. So imagine someone that comes and leave a comment and they subscribe. They didn't give you a thumbs up. Say they didn't give you they supported you two ways. They supported you two ways. So we have to think more like what Betty said. Our channels, as with everything, belongs to God. So thank you, Betty, and thank you everybody who was here. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, y'all.